I'm Jackie and we are enjoying life's journey while on the path to financial freedom. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to another goals report video. Usually I do these every single month. I have been a little behind, so we're going to cover the first quarter of 2019. So we're going to talk about January, February, March, and then set some goals for the future. So if you're not familiar with these videos, usually what I do is I like to set goals in 3 key areas of my life that I feel could use some improvement, or maybe I'm ready to move on to the next level, or need to maintain something that I've been working on. And so within those 3 areas, I have 3 sub areas. So I'm going to go over those with you today, but also most recently. So recently I purchased Tony Robbins' Time of Your Life program along with his RPM planner system. It is quite an investment. They're not cheap, so they're each about $200 a piece. Now the planner, once you have it, you are just purchasing refills moving forward. But the system is actually it's a 10 DVD, it's a 10-day program, and it does come with a workbook that you do. So as you're listening to the program, you're going through all of the exercises, and then you're learning how to use the planner. So I really do think that they go hand in hand. If I had a choice between buying one or the other, I would definitely purchase the program, the audio program, and then create the planner on the side. So I've been working on that. Areas in my life that I've been talking about within the Tony Robbins, within his program, he talks about those as well, and how to kind of make them a little more interesting or fun. So the first area that I usually set goals in is my personal life. And within there, I had three categories. I had my health and fitness, well-being, and then I had my personal growth, learning, my development, and then I had my fun, my recreation, my hobbies, things like that. The second area I had that I would like to set goals in, or I try to set goals in, the home life. So you're having your physical home, your environment, our personal finance goals, and then my goals as far as relationships with my husband and my children. And then the last area I had was my business or my career type goals. From there, I had kind of the day-to-day goals, learning procedures and everything like that, as well as finance goals related to the business, and then growth, learning more about business and things like that. So usually that's what I would set goals in. Now, after doing this program, I'm still kind of working the beginning stages of this program. So you're going to kind of see me implement those or talk about those a little more here on these videos. I will talk about the RPM planning method in a whole separate video though. But the beginning of the Time of Your Life is basically, Tony Robbins makes a good point that you can't really have a plan for your day if you don't have a plan for your life. And so you guys know here on my channel that I'm really big about, you have to kind of know where you're going. Otherwise you're just going to live every single day the same, right? You're not going to have any excitement. Things are going to get boring. You might get depressed. You're not going to feel fulfilled because you're not really working towards anything. You're not really making any progress anywhere. So Tony Robbins says that there's a few, he calls them your categories. You start off with doing the circle of life. And I've shared this on my channel years and years ago, but basically you have a few different areas of your life, and you kind of give it a rating. So if you wanted that area of your life to be a 10, you would rate it 1 to 10, where are you at? And you do that for these areas. So he has physical, emotional, financial, family, spiritual, and career. Now you can, as you saw some of the categories I have, you could have more, you could have less. It kind of just depends. But overall, I did this assessment, and I have 2 areas where I feel an 8. I feel like not one area, I haven't reached that ultimate vision that I have for that area yet. And then one area is maybe a 6, and then I have 3 areas that are only a 5. So I have a little bit of work to do. But the idea is that you do this circle, and then you can see, here's their example, and you can see how unbalanced it is. So if you were thinking of a wheel going down the road, it's kind of like just, it's not really smooth. You're never going to be 100% balanced. You're never going to be working on all of these areas every single day, every single week, every single month. You may not even work on all of these areas every single year. But the goal is that you kind of take a look at that assessment ahead of time and say, okay, what are the areas that I'm lacking? What are some areas I really should start focusing on? So that's a kind of a good assessment. Then he has you go through and list your areas of management and the areas that you want to, in the categories in which you want to constantly making improvement in. So he actually recommends that you have your personal and professional ones kind of separate. So if you guys saw, I basically had 6 personal and maybe 3 professional. Since then, I've added some categories. So now I have 7 personal and 7 professional. Today I'm just going to go over my personal ones. The professional ones are still kind of a work in progress. The next thing he has you do is once you write them down, is you go through and you kind of make them more exciting. You create a name that makes it more exciting for you to actually want to work on that area for your life. So for instance, my health and fitness, right? My well-being. Yeah, okay, your health, your fitness, well-being, that's what it is, but it's not too exciting, right? So I actually changed my Radiating Vitality. And so basically what that means is that, I want to radiate. I want the youth and the energy and the happiness and the health and all that. I want it to kind of light out of me. I want to radiate it out of me. So for me, that area is kind of my physical, it's my mental, it's my spiritual, it's kind of all of those intertwined, okay? The next area I have, instead of just saying my personal development, I've actually changed it to creator of the good life, right? So why am I constantly learning and growing and implementing new things? It's because I'm trying to create my best life, right? I'm trying to create. The third area where I had my fun, my recreation, my hobbies, I've actually changed it to adventure seeker. That's a little more exciting, right? Where I'm searching for adventure. My relationships, so now coming into the home, right? So instead of just saying my relationships or my marriage, I actually changed it to forging bonds, because that's a little more of what I'm actually trying to do. I'm trying to forge these bonds with my husband, my kids, my friends. As far as the environment, instead of just saying my home, the physical environment of my home, I actually changed it to queen of the castle, right? Because that's what I am. I am the queen of the castle. This is my castle. For personal finance, instead of just saying personal finance, I changed it to we're on fire. And what FIRE stands for is financially independent, retire early. So those who've been following my channel, we went through the journey of getting out of debt, and now we're on the journey of financial freedom. And so for me, that's kind of where we're at. And then the one I've added on here is helping hands. So basically in place of contribution, giving, things like that. Okay, so those are my 7. From there, you have your categories. Now you have to go through and actually write your roles. What role do you play in that category? And this booklet's really great. They give a lot of really good examples. And again, this is always a work in progress. You can change them as you change. Okay, so my first category of Radiating Vitality, my roles I have on here is one with nature. Okay, so that's kind of relating to my spiritual well-being. Master of my emotions. Okay, so learning how to be a little less stressed, a little less anxious, and a little less depressed, right? Fueling my temple, right? So instead of just saying, okay, I need to focus on my nutrition, our body, this is the only place we have to live while we're on this earth, and we should really fuel it, right? And then a fun one that I put on here was bringing sexy back, right? So not just fitness, right? I want to look good. I want to bring sexy back. So those are kind of my roles within Radiating Vitality. Within the creator of the good life, my roles are I'm an apprentice to the successful, right? So I'm not just going willy-nilly. I'm following people who have already accomplished something that I want to accomplish, and now I'm their apprentice, whether that's through audiobooks, books, seminars, whatever that might be. Here, a fun one, monkey see, monkey do. So obviously I don't want to see and do the bad things, but I want to see and do the good things. So I don't want to just read about it and listen about it. I want to actually do what I'm learning. And the third area, or the third role within that, I have lifelong learner. So the idea is that you create these roles. So as you're creating your goals, or as you guys have seen, I've shared in the past the 12-week year. I really like the framework. The 12-week year kind of helps you in kind of accomplishing those goals, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People talks about having, the end in mind, but I really like this one also incorporating the role. So when you do set a goal, you can ask yourself, what category is that and what role am I playing for that one? For my adventure seeker, I have sun-soaked, so the idea of me wanting to make sure I'm outside. I really do well outside. Wildlife observer, right? I really like being outside. When we did the cruise, I made a point that we had at least one shore excursion that involved wildlife. We got to hold sea turtles. It was really, really cool. We're going to do some things on this next cruise. When we go to Alaska, we're going to do whale watching. So these are things to me that are fun and exciting to observe nature or wildlife. A vacation junkie, right? So instead of just saying, oh, I want to plan a vacation, I'm a vacation junkie, meaning I want to go on lots of vacations. And the last one I have for that is a weekend warrior. So meaning that every weekend we want to have fun, every single weekend we want to do something. So my category for forging bonds, the roles that I play, I've kind of categorized it. I have some roles with my husband, my kids, and my friends. So I put for my husband, I have that we have an intimate love affair, we are partners in crime, and that I am the queen to my king. So Ricky is my king, I'm his queen. My roles that I play for my girls is mama bear, best friend, and mentor. So I want my girls to be able to come to me about anything, not just they have a problem, but I want them to be able to come to me, if they want advice, if they grow up and they want to share something with me like I'm their best friend. I want to have that type of relationship with my kids. And the other ones, as far as my friendships, I have on here friends for life. So I really want to build those lasting relationships. I don't want a bunch of relationships. I want those lasting, those friends for life. I want to be a spirit lifter. I want to make sure that when people are around me that I can lift them up. And this could be with my friends and extended family as well. Laughing till you cry. So I want our interactions to be fun and playful. And the last one I put on here, dancing queen. Right? My girlfriends and I, we used to go out dancing all the time. In fact, Ricky and I met at a nightclub, a dance club. My roles within Queen of the Castle, similar to the girls' relationship, I have the mama bear, but I put guardian of the angels. I have 2 angels. I put Mrs. Clean and Organized, right? I want to have a clean and organized space, but instead of just saying, oh, I want to clean the space, I can say, I'm Mrs. Clean and Organized. That's my role. The Yarden Yoda. So what does that mean? My youngest calls our yard a yarden because I started planting a garden. So it's the yarden. And I thought Yoda would be fun because kind of going back to that mentoring, in the state of the household, kind of being that mentor or having that wisdom. And the last one I put on for that one was the CEO of the enterprise, right? So I mentioned that before, that I think of myself as the CEO of our house. So I want to think of our house, our finances, and all that as an enterprise. So I'm the CEO of that. The category of we're on fire, the roles that I have that make it a little more fun and exciting, I put wealth creator. That's a little more fun. I put cash flow master. So you guys know I always do all these budgets. So instead of just saying I do budgets, I'm the cash flow master. And I put the last one on here, I put legacy builder. So that's the reason that we're trying to build the wealth, is we're trying to create this legacy for generations to come. So that's a little more fun than just saying personal finance, don't you think? And my last one here for helping hands, one of my roles is leave no trace. So Ricky and I are really big on camping and hiking and backpacking, and one of the rules when you're doing that is leave no trace. So you don't keep trash anywhere. Whatever you bring in, you bring out, and in fact you want to leave it better than you found it. And we actually treat our house that way as well. I teach my kids, if you get something out to play with, when you're done, you put it away. So that idea of helping out the earth by leaving no trace, that's one of my roles. A steward of the land and sea. So I am a steward to one of the hiking trails, part of the Arizona Trail. So basically once a year going out there, making sure that the markings are visible and that there's no trees on the trail, taking care of the trail that way. But there's also some charities that we donate to that specifically help wildlife, whether that's cleaning the oceans, animals that live out there, you know, all of that type of stuff. So helping out with natural disasters, things like that. Blessed be everyone. So meaning, you know, helping anyone out if you see they need help, whether that's a friend or a neighbor or something like that. Just help bless everyone around you. And the last one I have on here is you can count on me. So being accountable. Anything I say, I'm gonna do, doing it, following through, kind of, you know, helping in that way. So moving forward, like I said, these are more of my categories now where I will be setting goals in. So let's kind of back up for the beginning of the year, January, February, and March. I didn't set any concrete goals other than I had a list of books. I've actually finished maybe half of the books already, which is crazy. I talked about getting back into a fitness routine. I signed up for the YMCA, and I actually did start going to the YMCA. The other part was walking my daughter to school. So even when I work out at the YMCA, still keeping up with that walking. So those were some things that I talked about doing. So I did start doing those and I did implement those. But then I got kidney stones again. Ah! Seems like as soon as I make progress, something happens. So I was feeling really down. I had a full month where I was on top of the world. I felt great. I was going to the YMCA 3 times a week. I was eating pretty good. Everything was good. I had a lot of energy. Everything was great. And then all of a sudden, I woke up in the middle of the night and my kidney, the left kidney, for those of you who have followed, I had a major reconstructive surgery last year to save my kidney. And I'm not going to go into too much detail, but basically I had part of the ureter that I have, the tube that connects your kidney to the bladder, was blocked due to scar tissue from previous kidney stones. So I had to have that part removed. My bladder had to be moved, and that surgery alone was insane. It was very painful to recover from that. So when I woke up in the middle of the night with my kidney hurting, it wasn't enough pain to send me to the ER like it had in the past. I kind of just thought, oh, maybe I just need to kind of drink some water. So I kind of flushed out my system. I went a couple days, I felt okay. And then all of a sudden, similar to the last time I had a kidney stone, it hit me like a ton of bricks. My energy was gone. I felt so tired. I couldn't do anything. I didn't feel motivated to do anything. Didn't even want to, you know, get out of bed or do anything. And then I had this weird taste in my mouth. It's almost like, it was like a sugary taste, but then it was like a fluoride type taste. I don't know, that lasted for about a week. And then all of a sudden it went into kind of like a metallic taste. So at that point I said, I gotta go see the doctor. My kidney wasn't hurting anymore, but these signs of being extremely tired and everything like that just gave me a red flag. So I did go to the doctor in February. They did all the regular blood work. This time they did extra blood work. They tested me for diabetes. They tested my thyroid. They tested my cholesterol just because I do have a family history of heart disease. They tested me for anemia. They tested me for infection. Everything came back normal. This time though, they did order me a CAT scan right away because of the history I had of the surgery and the stones, and my doctor said, you know, it sounds like you might just have another kidney stone. So I went and had a CAT scan done, and it turned out I did have another kidney stone. This time though, it was small enough, and because they had fixed the blockage in my ureter, I was able to pass it on my own. They just gave me like a medication that like numbs your urethra and your bladder, kind of like relaxes all of it so that you could just pass it easier. So I was on that for 2 weeks, and I just had to flush as much water into my system as I could. To be honest with you, I don't know if I passed it, to be completely honest with you. I don't know. I kind of want to go back and get another CAT scan because I have been feeling better, but I still don't feel like 100%. So with that, moving forward for this month, my main goal, my main focus is going to be on my category of radiating vitality. So within Tony Robbins' program, you go through the categories, you figure out your roles, then you start setting your visions for each individual category. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I've started with the radiating vitality. You set your ultimate vision, your purpose, why are you going after it? What are your roles? What are your 3 to thrive? Meaning, what are the 3 key areas you could focus on to make progress in that area? What are the resources that you have available? And maybe what's a 1-year goal for you? And it's actually this little form here. Well, let's go back for the quarter, right? So that's kind of what I dealt with for the health stuff. As far as the home life, I kind of lacked on keeping up with some of the cleaning while I was going through, that month of the kidney stone issue. So I did not go, I took about a month off from going to the YMCA. I am back going to the YMCA 3 times a week. This last time my daughter went with me to the Zumba class. She really liked it, so we're gonna make that a commitment to go. What we did for our home life, I did get caught back up on cleaning everything. We're good with that. We actually signed up for a season pass to a water park out here. So the girls and I did go to the water park, and now we're going to continue to go all summer long. So we're excited about that. Ricky and I are continually to do our date night. So we do date night every third Friday. So my relationships area and our personal finance area is where I think we're an 8. Everything's going good right now, so I'm not going to focus too much on them. We're going to kind of maintain them where they're at right now. If you guys watch my budget videos, you can see our net worth is growing. We have a commitment of how much we're saving every month and how much we're investing, so those are looking really nice for now. And then as far as the business or my self-employment, I took some time where I wasn't really working. You guys may have noticed I only posted a few videos during March, and that was because I was kind of getting through some stuff. And then I did a little bit of Instacart and DoorDash, but not as much as I would like to. And now Ricky's working so much overtime that he's working the days and the times that I normally would be working on that, so I haven't been doing that. Moving forward right now, though, I am just going to maintain the YouTube channel while we focus on the health area. So real quick, I just want to share this with you guys, and the reason I'm sharing it, 1, it keeps me accountable for what I'm telling you, but 2, hopefully to encourage you guys to set your own goals, or to set a vision for your life, or set your categories and your roles, and kind of get an idea of where do you want to take it, how can you get to the next level. The ultimate vision I have for Radiating Vitality is I am vibrant and my skin and hair glow. I'm playful and full of life. I'm confident. I walk tall and strong. I turn heads and lift spirits. I look and feel great inside and out. Okay, so that's my vision, right? So then why? What is my purpose behind that? I want to be known for living a long, active life full of energy. I want to be fun to be around. I want to have a sharp mind. I want to be mobile, and even into my late years. I don't want to be on medication. I want to be the ultimate vision of what health and happiness looks like. I want to be the best that I can be. And I want to help shape the next generations to come. So that's a huge, I want to be a great grandmother. So, I want to be around for a long time, but I want to feel good and look good at the same time. So what are the roles? Again, I mentioned these roles earlier. So I want to be one with nature, master of my emotions. I put healer with food, so I did kind of change something. I put you are what you eat. Eat light and be light. Okay, so these are just some other things I kind of added in as I started looking at it more. And then the 3 to thrive, I put on here nutrition, movement, and training, and I kind of put those into subcategories. So my nutrition is my hydration, the fuel that I'm putting into my body, and then being regular, meaning that everything is cleansing itself normally like it should. The bowels are working properly. And the reason that kind of came up too is older daughter and I we were kind of backed up, so our urologist had us do a weekend clean out. So we had to take a ton of laxative stuff and spend the whole weekend cleaning our system out. And so that's kind of now introducing me to the idea of setting up some type of a cleansing routine. So for movement, I have flexibility, mobility, and endurance. So the movement is to create those things, and then the training for me is strength training like my structure, right, my posture, my bones, because I've noticed I've been a lot more hunched over, and then training kind of like my mind, meditation. Okay, so those are just some key areas I want to work on. So what are the resources that I have? I mentioned I wanted to get Tony Robbins' Living Health program, so that would be a resource. I have my Primal Blueprint program, which would be a resource. I have my OMT doctor. I actually need to schedule to see them, but they're the ones that can adjust you and align you and then send you to physical therapy to help with neck pain and hip pain and all of that stuff. There is a guy called Pete Agascio, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, But he kind of knows how to do that manipulation and know how, I mean, with very gentle movements, you can correct pain just by your body, so you don't need to take pain medication and all that. I have my neighborhood, so I can walk, I can go to the parks. I have the YMCA with my instructors there, the classes that I take. I have the lake and doing some water sports, so kayaking, paddleboard. As far as resources for helping with my beauty, I have my hairdresser, my nail salon lady. We could go massage therapist. There is a golf resort or golf place right here. Ricky and I were talking about learning how to do golf, and they have like a tennis court, so that might be something in the future to be fun, to stay active. Yearly doctor exams. This is a resource I have to make sure that things are good. So that was it. So for my 1-year goal, I kind of just put on here, I want to improve my posture and be toned. I want to clear my body. I want to cleanse my body, heal it. And then I want to create my strategies and my lifestyles for different areas to focus on the whole body. And I want to start living them. So it's a lot, it can seem like a lot, but when you get it out of your head and you get it on here, then you can have a clearer picture. My health, right? What outcome am I really after? And then you can write down why am I after that, and then you can start coming up with the massive action plan. And this helps you to think of even more ways that you could accomplish that. Because, you know, I could be just stuck on like, the only way that I can get stronger is by going to the YMCA. I could be stuck on that, right? What if I get bored? What if I don't want to go there anymore? I can make a whole list. You know, I can go walking, I can go hiking, I can go to the lake and do stuff, I can go play tennis. There's so many other things that I can do, but a lot of times we get stuck on just maybe one item. So this kind of helps you to see the big picture. When it comes to your category, you could have your plan for the month, you could have your plan for the day based on that, but then you could have your project plan. So that's what I have here. This is the project. So my Radiating Vitality, that's a project. That's not just a one-time thing, because there's several areas within there, and it's not just going to happen overnight. What is the plan for this month? So my goal for this month, for April, creating a strategy or a schedule, a lifestyle that I can implement for, I actually have 7 areas for basically my well-being. So I just want to touch on those really, really fast. I know it's a lot of information. It might be boring and overwhelming. I don't know. But this is what I'm focused on for the month. So my goal is to create these strategies, right? And then schedule them in and start doing them. But these are the areas in which I need a strategy for, or techniques for. My cleansing, okay? So I need to figure out what are all the ways that I can cleanse my body and start getting on a routine of doing that. Healing, so what are some activities or what are some things like massage, you know, what are some things that I can do to heal my body? I have my beauty, right? So I have my hair, my nails, but what else is there? Facials, you know, laser hair removal, getting your teeth straightened or whitened, you know, there's other options to help radiate that beauty, that vitality. A nutrition strategy, which for the most part I follow the Primal Blueprint, but Tony Robbins has a few key areas about being that I want to kind of read about in that program that I would like to pick up from him. Emotional higher power strategy. So what am I going to do? Am I going to meditate? Am I going to go hiking out in nature? What exactly am I going to do? And then I have my movement, right? So far, you know, I'm walking every day, and I am going to Zumba classes, but what else can I do? That would be fun. So then again, if I can't make it to one thing, or I don't feel like doing something, I have other options. And then the last one is my strength, my training, you know, so what exactly, how many times am I going to do strength training? How many times am I going to have my body aligned, either chiropractic or whatever? So, you know, working on my posture, all of that stuff. So that's the goal for the next month, is to come up with my routines, my strategies, my plans to implement these key areas in taking care of my temple. Okay? Because, like we see, my ultimate vision is that I am here for a long time, that I'm mobile, I'm flexible, I have a sharp mind, I don't have to rely on medication, and so that's, you know, and that I radiate it, and that I can lift people's spirits just by looking vibrant and alive and happy. And the biggest key here is that I can connect to something greater and get my emotions in check. So again, you guys, a long video, I know. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to try to get back to doing monthly goals report videos with you guys. I am going to make a separate video about Tony Robbins RPM planning. As I learn new things, I try to share them with you guys within these videos. I hope that they help you. I hope that you maybe consider checking some of them out. Like I mentioned, the program and the planner, it is an investment in yourself, but I'm a big believer in that you should be budgeting every month specifically for your growth. As a lot of people say, if you're not growing, you're dying. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.